Yo, what's up, everyone? My name is Cody Jones, and today we're going to be doing another Friday Spotify new releases. Now, some of you already know what albums and what artists I'm going to be talking about. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's clear because of the thumbnails. But before we get into that, I want you guys to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you haven't done that. Also, a little disclaimer, I have a new episode on my podcast coming in soon, so I'll be on the lookout for that. It's going to be very interesting where I'm going to be talking about originals versus remakes. It's going to be dope. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on them. Anyways, enough of that. Let's get it cracking. Starting off with this chick, Aleksa Safiya. I really have a lot of good things to say about this chick. She's really dope. She really sings well. She gets down with bars. This chick is really it. I really love her sound. Has a bit of a Lecrae kind of sound to it. For those of you who don't know, I'll add a video at the end of this just so you can hear what her sound is and why she sounds very similar to Aleksa Safiya with her new 7-song album, Miss Me When I'm Gone Part 2. Now, the thing is about this album is there are only probably like 2 or 3 songs I wasn't really digging. A lot of the songs were dope. I do like the rest of the songs. It's just there's only been 2 of them on this that I wasn't really feeling. But I mean, other than that, I would say that this album was actually rather an enjoyable sound. One of the ones I wasn't really digging was Critical Condition and She Is Me. I wasn't really digging She Is Me because it had a very like bland acoustic sound. Not that I have anything against with acoustic music or anything. I like a lot of musicians that do it. It's just with this one, I wasn't really feeling all that much. But other than that, I'd say that this album was really good. All of a sudden was good. I love the way it sounded. Lost and Found was decent, not the best, but it still had a really nice sound to it. Her voice was really sounding wonderful on it, and the story of the song, it was really enjoyable to hear. Goodbye, I was kind of bobbing with it a little bit, but not all that much. I mean, I'd still say it's better than Lost and Found, that's for certain. Loyalty, I was really digging this one. This one really had a very dope sound, a really nice freestyle sound to it. You know, it's like it's nice to hear like a female rap and everything in some music. It's like I'm cool with a female that can sing, but when they rap, it makes their music all the more enjoyable for me to hear. So it's nice to hear a woman rap as well as she can sing. I mean, hopefully that she can sing. But other than that, I would say that this album was enjoyable to hear. So we're going to be starting off with this album by giving it, I'd give it a B. Yeah, a passing grade would be a B. Because again, I was liking it. It's just there were 2 songs that wasn't really all that. But Lecrae, this dude is really dope. I love his style. I love his storytelling, and like this dude is just a unique musician. Right now, the next thing I want to point out is the Lecrae album. Now, I just got done hearing it, so I did take a few minutes off to pause this video just to finish listening to the rest. And this is a 13-song album, Church Clothes 4. And here is the image right here. I'm probably going to have to drop what the image looks like in the video as well. I don't really know why I continue putting the phone up to the camera. But I do want to point out that this is not really the best album that Lecrae has released, but it is the best that he's released in a while. Now, as for what I would say his best album is, I would have to say that his best album is always going to be, I would say that his best album would be Restoration. But, I mean, that's just on a very, like, opinionated point. There are still some songs that I do like on this album. There's about, like, 9 songs on this out of 13. So I would say that this Lecrae album definitely would be, like, maybe a B, B minus. I mean, okay, maybe not a B. I would give this album a C. Because, again, it is good. But, I mean, 9 out of 13, that's just, I don't know, it's like, it's not really the best yet. Like, it doesn't top Anomaly. It doesn't top Church Close 3. And it certainly doesn't top Restoration. But it is a good album. And I'm not going to shit on that. I'm not going to say that this album does not deserve its roses. So, this album was good. I really did like it. And I guess, like, for Aleksa Safiya, I would also give her album a B because there were, like, a few songs I wasn't, because there were only, like, 2 songs on that I wasn't really vibing with. But the rest of her music was just as good. Now, there's a lot of songs on this Lecrae album that I was really vibing with. I was digging CC4. I was digging Spread the Ops, Still in America. Those 3 songs were really dope. I was really fucking with him. I loved what he was talking about in those songs, especially with the names that he was talking about, like Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. It's like, that's another really dope thing about Lecrae, is that he is not afraid to get political and speak about what's really going on in the world, and that he will put it all on a record. So those 3 songs are really good. I really love listening to them. Misconception 4, I was really digging it. I kind of was, but it's like some of the features I wasn't really all that. Weren't really all that. It's like, yeah, he has a lot of features like AI the Anomaly, John Keith, No Big Deal. Like, some of those features, they were good. They made the song interesting to hear, but it doesn't really top the rest of the songs. It doesn't make it better. I mean, you can even look at the newest Game album. Just because you have a lot of features doesn't mean it's going to be the best. It's just going to be even harder to judge the album solely because it's not just you. Now, if Game dropped more singles and more albums when it didn't have a lot of features, then it would be a little bit better. Like the LAX, Doctor's Advocate, the documentary, the Red album. Those albums were top tier shit. I was really fucking with them, and that's when I really became a fan of the Game. And it was because of the Doctor's Advocate that made me a fan of who the Game is. And I'm not afraid to say that I've been a stand for the Game, for Eminem, 50 Cent, Tupac, Biggie. Like, I was really, like, a big stand for those artists. And the same can be said with Tech Nine. And a lot of those artists do not depend on features. So, the fact that Game released an album where it had a pinch of him alone and a gratuitous amount of features, I wasn't really feeling it. I wasn't digging the album all that much. But the Black Slim Shady did make the album more enjoyable to hear, including Chrome Thugs. That was another dope one. And I guess Easy was another dope song that Game did release on that. Now, what I want to point out is Good Lord featuring Annie Mineo. This one was actually a very interesting listen because I am a fan of Annie Mineo. There are some songs that I really vibe with, really dig this dude's talent. I think he is a very underrated rapper. So, Good Lord, this one was good. I-45, 145 freestyle. I can't tell if it's I-45 or 145. I'm gonna assume that it's I-45 freestyle. This one was really dope to listen to. It's like I've actually like rewinded it back and replayed it again because I was really digging the flow, digging the beat. I was just enjoying it from start to finish. So this one was enjoyable. I really liked it. Take Me Up, I love this one, especially since it had that Crossbones by Bone Thugs sample. That really made it very touch and go, really emotional. Like, it was a very soulful song, and I was really liking it. This one is one of my favorites. Fear Not, this one is another favorite of mine. I love listening to it, and it really had the same sound and the same, like, recipes as the song Fear that he did on the Anomaly album, which is one of my favorite albums that Lecrae did. This album was good. I was really enjoying it. This song was really good. I loved it. I've played it again and again when I was coming back from college. I really like this song. And as for the last song, Deconstruction, this is the best song on this album entirely. Really became the best like finish to this album. I loved it. So this album, I really enjoyed hearing it. I enjoyed it from beginning to end. This album was good. Again, it doesn't top his other albums, but this one is one of my like next favorite albums that he's released. Anyways, I already know that you guys came to this video, clicked on it because I was going to be doing a review for Drake. Now, I'm going to be pausing this video just so that I can listen to it, but I will be giving a unbiased opinion, and I'm probably not going to be, I might or I might not be feeling this album because there's been a lot of albums that Drake did that I wasn't digging a lot. So, let's just get to it. Alright guys, for this next album I'm going to be breaking down is going to be Drake and 21 Savage's album, Her Loss. Now, what I do want to point out is the very start of the album with Drake and 21 Savage rapping and singing over a very bland, like, boring kind of beat to it. Now, this song, I really dig the flow of it. I was really vibing with it. I was really enjoying the way it sounded and everything. The beat was pretty decent. I'll give it that much. But the song and with 21 and Drake rapping over it, it made it very tolerable to hear. But what I do love about it is the transition from that beat into the 24's sample that they used. Now that was a good move. I like a lot of songs that transition and change their beats. Throughout the song. That way it doesn't have that same beat going on for a long period of time because after a while it does get very repetitive and annoying. So what I do like about it is that it did make a good start to the album, and the beat is what made the song enjoyable, especially since I am a fan of that T.I. song, 24's. And not only that, it was very nice to hear knowing that Drake was going from singing through one part of the song and into rapping and then rapping alongside with 21 Savage. So this song so far rich flex. It's a good start to the album. Now for the second song, Major Distribution. Very boring start. Very bland Drake singing. And again, this is another song that did make it good with a beat transition and a whole different change into the song itself. Like, I think I like it better with Drake rapping instead of singing. And the same can be said with Chris Brown. It was dope when he started rapping, especially with that diss song that he made for Soulja Boy. That was one of my favorite songs that he's dropped when the beef was going on. But I think in the middle of the song and all the way to the end, it did get very annoying because, like, I wasn't really digging the beat anyways. And, like, this song, it was good, but not as good as the first. So, I mean, I'm probably going to be judging harshly on this album. That's because a lot of Drake's albums haven't really been all that great lately. Like, I can't even remember a album that I actually enjoyed from beginning to end, other than the one with Tuscan Leather. That one is probably one of the best albums that he's released in a while. But after that, it seems like as if Drake's music has just really went downhill. But I think there is one thing that I did like about Major Distribution, and again, I probably already pointed it out. I like it better when Drake was rapping instead of singing, because it's not that he can't sing, but it's just a lot of his music, he does a whole lot of singing, and it just gets very boring after a while. So, Major Distribution, decent. Not all that great, but decent. Alright, now for the next one that I want to be discussing is Back Outside Boys. This one was actually pretty decent. This might be like the next Drake song that I was actually enjoying. I mean, it didn't feature 21 Savage, but it was actually a good listen. And I was really digging the beat. I was digging the style, the flow. Like, a lot of the song, like, I was just enjoying it. So, for this song, I think I might keep this one in my library because, again, I was digging the Back Outside Boy and the hook. The hook was actually pretty good. I was really liking it, and it was good. So, um, so yeah, for this song, I'm thinking about keeping it because I was enjoying it. Alright, so for the next song is gonna be Privileged Rappers. This one was actually the best on this yet. I was really liking the beat, the flow. I was liking the way that Drake and 21 Savage were going back and forth. It really had a nice sound to it. The beat was actually really dope. It really had a nice rumble into the headphones. I was really liking it. I was digging the chorus as well. So I think this actually might be the best one yet on this album. But again, I have a whole lot more songs to be discussing. And for the songs that I will not be liking, I will not be discussing them. I'm just going to be discussing the ones that I did decide to keep. But I will be completely rating this album with the likes and the dislikes. So this album, it, so far it's okay. I'm digging it. Okay, so for the next song I'm gonna be discussing will be the song Treacherous Twins. What I really want to point out is I was really digging the beat. I was digging the chorus between Drake and 21. This one was probably the next best song on this album. I was really loving the beat as well. So this song is actually a little bit better than the last song that I discussed. This one actually might be my favorite. I was really enjoying the sound and everything about it. Another thing I want to point out is that I was also really digging the chorus with him talking about like that there are his treacherous twins this one was actually really good. I was really liking it. And as for the next song, I'm not really gonna be liking it. I'm not liking anything that went on in this song. I'm not even the fact that Drake was dissing Megan Thee Stallion, which was a very, very bitch move to do. Very fucked up. Not okay. I'm happy that Drake and that a lot of other people got on his ass about this diss, because this one was just a low blow. This was not okay. I do not like this song. I did not like the fact that he was taking shots at her and calling rap boring. So this next song, I did not like it. I did not even like the beat. I did not like the flow. I wasn't really digging anything about this song. This one was actually very shit. I didn't like it. Now, another thing I want to point out about this song is the fact that Drake was not only talking shit about Megan Thee Stallion, but he was also throwing shots at Kanye. Now, if you know me, then you know that I do not support anything that's been going on with Kanye West. I do not even support his political views. And I mean that in a very respectful way. I have no problem with Kanye as a person or as a musician. It's just his political views and the way that he's been acting that I do not respect, I do not tolerate, and honestly, I do seriously think that this man needs some serious medical help. Now, I do not condone what Drake did, throwing shots at him, at Megan Thee Stallion, Drum, or Kanye. These are very low blow shots that Drake is really taking in, and I seriously think that a lot of these songs and a lot of the disses that he's been delivering has been nothing but complete problematic things. And honestly, this is actually how beefs start, and this is how people get hurt. So I did not really like a lot of the songs on this album. Now, for the next song I'm going to be discussing is Middle of the Ocean. Now, this one is really actually interesting because I was digging the beat, I was digging Drake's flow, I was digging like the whole process of the song. I was really liking it. Only thing that I did not like was the shot that he took at Serena Williams' husband. Now, a lot of these things I'm discussing with the disses that Drake has been doing, I was listening to Diverse Mentality while I was editing and recording this video. Hence why some of the things that I'm pointing out with the disses and everything, I was just listening by ear while also discussing all of this with you. So, Diverse Mentality, if you're watching this, I got all these tips and all this information because of you. So, thank you for pointing out the things that I did not catch onto while I was listening to this. But now, I'm not going to say that this song was terrible. I was digging it. I was digging the flow, the beat, the style, everything about this song. I was liking it. I'm not going to lie on that. I'm not going to shit on Drake just because of who he disses or the feuds that he starts with. Because, as I said, I listen to these albums, to these artists with unbiased opinions. But if there is something negative going on, I will point it out and I will let you people know that it's not going to be tolerated, that I do not condone any negativity in any way, shape, or form. And I will not have a problem pointing these negative things out. But, as I said, this song was actually good. I was liking it, and the beat, I was really digging it. It was a really nice beat, and the flow along with the beat and the song and everything, it was good. Next song the next song that I'm going to be discussing is More M's. I loved it. I loved the beat. It really had that hard gangster rap kind of sound to it. And what I did enjoy is, again, the more Drake raps. I was really liking it. And I think 21 Savage had a really dope flow throughout the whole entire song. And the hook was actually really good. I was really liking this one. As for 3 a.m. on Glenwood by 21 Savage, I was really liking this one. It really had a very like chill kind of beat to it, but at the same time 21's flow was actually really flawless in this one. I was really liking it. I loved the way it sounded and everything. This song was actually the best song that he's done on this album, and probably the best song that he's released since that one album that he did with Morgan Freeman. I think that one was an excellent album. Probably the one and only album that I actually enjoyed from beginning to end. Alright guys, so we're already at the point of the video where I'm going to be rating this album. Now, I have to say, this album was actually a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. There were only 6 songs on this album that I did like out of 16. 10 of them I did not like, I did not care for, I did not enjoy, and some of them I didn't even want to give a chance because the way they just sounded was atrocious. It was terrible. I was not liking it. This album, I would definitely give it maybe a 2.5. I think that's the best I can give it. A 2.5. This album was not really all that great. It wasn't terrible like the rest of Drake's albums, but it wasn't great. Like, I think the best album that I did enjoy from beginning to end would be Scorpions 2018. That is the one album that I actually enjoyed listening to. That one and the one with Tuscan Leather and Take Care. Those are the 2 albums that I did enjoy from Drake's records. Those ones are the only ones that I really liked listening to. But this Drake album, wasn't really all that good. I mean, again, it was decent, but not good. 10 songs weren't really all that. So I've only liked 6 of them on this entire album. This one was just not really digging it, you know. Alright guys, we are at the point of the video where I am doing what I call honorable music mentions. And if you made it this far, then 1, congrats. And 2, my apologies, because I actually did not anticipate this video to be this fucking long. But then again, it was to be expected because 2 of these albums that I had to break down were very fucking big albums. A lot of them were like 16 to 15 songs. And then there was another album that I had to go into, and the video was edited and cut into parts. So this video is going to be cut short. And the first thing I'm going to be mentioning will be the very first artist on today's list. And one of them is a member of the strange music group called Mayday, with the lead singer Recognized and his 2 singles today, Lost Souls and Twisted. Now, what I really want to point out is the first song, Lost Souls, I was really digging the rock sound to it, the rap flow to it. It really had a very dope mixture of both worlds. It was really enjoyable to hear. Twisted, this one was really dope. I enjoyed it. I've actually played this shit like 5 times already when I first heard it today. This one is the best single that Recognized has dropped yet. And for the next honorable mention is True Colors featuring Futuristic and Tech 9. I loved it. Fucking excellent job. Excellent song. Really had a very dope sound of both hard rock, punk rock, and gangster rap. And knowing Tech 9, he really knows how to blend both sounds. And this one was really enjoyable to hear, especially since Tech 9 adds that very like hard rock metal sound to this song. So this one, it was really dope to hear. And this one is called True Colors. Another excellent thing that I want to point out to this song is the way that Tech 9 really sings and really harmonizes in this one. This song was excellent. Now for the next honorable mention, I want to give credit to Ben J and with his song, You. Now, if you don't know who Vin J is, I recommend that you do check out this dude's song. I'll leave I'll leave the name of the song because this was really excellent. And what I love about this dude's music is the way that his hooks are done. They really have a very nice, like, singing melodic sound to it. It was excellent. I love this dude's flow. I love his fast rhyming. A lot of his songs are just really, like, top notch shit. I enjoyed it. This next honorable mention is Tom MacDonald with his song called Fighter. I loved it. I really liked the way it sounded. Now, some people may not be a fan of Tom MacDonald, but I personally think that this dude is a really talented individual. I really like some of his songs, and this one, I actually really enjoyed it. It really had a very hopeful, optimistic sound to it, talking about believing in yourself and that you are a fighter and that whatever obstacle that you go through, you can overcome. You have to believe in, like, conquering those obstacles, and that you are, as the song is titled, you are a fighter. So this one was very enjoyable to hear. I love the beat. Everything about it was just very positive, and I actually enjoyed listening to it. And I'm actually very happy to include this song in this honorable music mention. Now, for the next honorable mention, I want to give credit to this dude, Derek King. Now, I've mentioned this dude quite a few times in my honorable mentions and in some of my videos. And honestly, it's because I really have a lot of positive things to say about this guy. He is actually very enjoyable to hear. He has a really nice R&B sound, including with this new song, Superman featuring Almighty J. This song was really enjoyable to hear. I loved it, and the beat was on point. This shit really slapped. I enjoyed it. With the next honorable mention, I want to really give credit to this dude, Chris Webby. Now, I already have a video coming in soon where I am doing a review of Chris Webby's discography and what I think of his albums and his singles. And honestly, with this new single, Bad Day, featuring Millies, this one was actually the dopest that I've heard yet. This one was really good. I enjoyed it. And I think that Chris Webby is another very underrated underground rapper. This dude, he is like, this guy is just really dope to hear. And for this last honorable mention, I want to note that this one did not just come out recently. This is actually a really old, well, not really old like in Tupac era, but this is actually an old song, but I think it is really worth mentioning because this song is excellent. Fucking best song that I've heard from this dude. And I don't even listen to a lot of Wu-Tang. But this guy Jizza, he really got down on this song with it called Fame. And this was actually a song that my brother pointed out and told me about. I didn't know about it until he played it, and this song was fucking amazing. Like the way that every celebrity name was used in the most like intricate and complicated style. You know, like you guys really have to hear it and really listen to the lyrics because this song was phenomenally done. I don't know why I had a hard time saying that. But with this song Fame, everything about it was just amazing. The beat, the hook, everything about this song was just really worth mentioning because I think this shit was great, on point, dopeness, straight up good shit. So I'll also be listing this as another honorable mention. Other than that, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video. And again, I'm sorry if this video is very long. It's just I had a whole lot to say about a lot of the albums and songs that came out today. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I'll see you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.